3, 2, 1. Cool. So that's that sync point. Awesome. So, hello, my name is Logan Smith, and I want to go over today about how I made this Rick Astley thing. So, it started off as me going into Blender and making or finding a asset online of Rick Astley, making his head a little bigger because I thought it was funny, putting him into Mixamo in order to rig him up a little bit better, and then making this wall out of like a few cubes and like slicing it up and stuff and putting a brick wall texture on it. Bringing that into Touchdesigner allowed me to control it in real time, move it around, stuff like that. So all of this is looking at this MIDI keyboard that I have right here. Now this keyboard is really, really great. It's a Novation Launch Key Mini Mark III. It has, that's math, 16 pressure sensitive color LEDs, buttons, like nice little launch pad buttons, and then row of keys. I won't be using the keys today. I'm just going to be using the buttons and some virtual buttons that I've set up. So in order to make this scene, what I have going on is a few cameras that I can switch in between. You can see here on the bottom right that I can switch in between 4 different camera views, which is pretty sweet. These lights, they stay static. That's fine. There's a lot going on in this little dance routine. Little Rick right here has a bunch of dance moves that you can choose between, and each one is assigned to this color button. So I can press this button for like a hip hop. This one, he does like a cool spin. I have 3 versions of salsas. I have 4 versions of swing dances, and then like this sort of like belly dance type of thing. Now all of these are on Mixamo, and you can assign them to your rig. And then inside of Blender, there's a cool plugin called Godot Game Tools that you're able to plug all those things in together, and you can put them in as one FBX and then bring that into Touchdesigner just by dragging and dropping. Some other things that are in this scene that are a little hard to see right now. Let's see if we can get there. Oh, that's outside. I have a sphere map of this little like city that shows off like the background of what we see Rick behind. You can see it better right here. Up above, there's this big moon, which I can make go bigger and smaller. And then also one that you don't see is there is an invisible cube where Rick is that allows me to angle lights easier at him because his actual origin is at his feet as opposed to his head, which doesn't really work for the cameras because they like point at his feet. So that's not fun at all. There are several other effects that are on top of this under the post effects. I have like these fun Rick heads that go across the body. I have a bunch of cool like this feedback, which is easier to see in the actual clip. Every time there's a low end hit, it pulses a feedback of this edge line, and then it fills up the screen over time. It looks really, really sweet. And then I also have these particles of Rick Astley's face that fly up around him. I think they're very appropriate and very choice. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to decrease the amount of particles by about half. And then I'm going to make them just like a little bit longer in life and a little bit bigger. We're just gonna make them a little bit bigger. There we go. That's the business. So what else can I show you? I have a built-in music player which reads in the piece of music, which you just attach a folder that says sound, and then inside of the music, it analyzes it so you can get those like snares and those kicks and those hi-hats. and it locks to its own timeline, so it has nothing to do with the timeline. You can scrub it in the video, in the song, and it's really, really great. I already have like a play and pause button, a reset, and then back and next. If you have multiple songs inside of a folder, then you can switch in between the songs, and it actually auto plays to the next one after the song is over, so that's really, really great. And then those are just buttons. These ones control the particles and feedback. If I want to add more effects, I have more room for effects right here that I can just have them attach to these buttons. And then all those do are they allow you to put a constant on top of the effect. So the effect is always running, but you can always just like put a constant on top of it and then it will look like it's not, which is really cool. What else? Did I like add? I did like add. It's pretty cool. It adds on top of all the other effects. And then also lastly, right here on the modulation on the launch key, I can fade in and fade out the scene, which is nice. And then after I'm done with this, I'll take it into Premiere and I'll gussy it up a little bit, add in the artist and whatever, which is part of this like little instructional video and all that stuff. Can I get on this one too? Sweet. All right. So let's get started with this. I'm going to hit pause. I'm going to bring that down. And then going to hit record, which it won't record anything. I'm going to do another timestamp just to make my life easier. 3, 2, 1, click. 3, 2, 1. Cool. All right, we're feeling good, we're feeling good. We're making this happen.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make
Sick. Now let's see if that actually saved. Oh, please, 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 please. Well, thank you very much for watching, and to all of you, goodbye.